Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new broadcast on Larissa Gabu Show. Today is a wonderful day, and I'm so amazed because I'm having a wonderful lady. She's so gifted and talented. She's a designer, she's a creator. In fact, you will discover yourself. Welcome, Grace.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And I like your lipstick. Which one are you using?
Thank you. It's just an ordinary lip lip gloss actually from MAC, but
Yeah.
the lipstick is just a regular brown lipstick that I came across in one of the little shops when I just traveled to Orlando this January. I don't remember the name of the store. It was just a regular. In fact, I think it was Claire's.
You
Claire's.
look
So I just
beautiful.
grabbed it.
Your
Thank you.
makeup is in place and you look so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I had to get dolled up for you.
Thank you so much. You are not only a designer, clothes designer, and stylist, you're also a makeup artist. Probably you have the gift.
Thank you. No, you know what? Now you're prompting me. I think that's something I should look into. I just actually do makeup by myself, and I think now that you're talking about it, I
Hmm,
might think about that and become a makeup artist too.
exactly. So tell us about, I know you live in US and Seattle. Would you like to present yourself to my audience? Thank you.
Yes, yes. So anyway, I live in Seattle, Washington. I'm originally from Zambia, Central Africa, for those who don't know. Um, I've been here in the US for decades now, which I had not started designing when I was back home, but I'll give you a little background. My mother used to be a leader at the community development center. And I remember as a child, I would tag along when, in fact, I did my preschool there. They had so many activities that they used to do at that community development center to do with children and women empowerment. And one of the projects that she was in charge of was making clothes, sewing clothes, knitting, crocheting. And at that time, it didn't really spark my interest, I would say. But I was always amazed to see how I would see one minute it's a piece of fabric, and then the next 2 days it's a piece of it's an outfit that you can wear. Somebody's gonna wear out there. And I remember most of their projects they would design, they would make uniforms, school uniforms, because in Zambia where I come from, we do school uniforms to go to school. And so that's how I started getting so interested in what my mother was doing, but not quite because I didn't think at that time that that would be my career. As you know, growing up in Africa, maybe for you other folks out there, mostly deciding a career path, it's influenced by our parents. And that wasn't what they were encouraging me to focus on. They were thinking, oh, maybe you become a lawyer, you become a doctor, you become an
I know,
engineer, science.
I
So
know what
designing
you're talking
wasn't part of the
about.
conversation.
Mhm.
Exactly. But anyway, my father was a politician, and so with him, what used to get my attention, he used to travel a lot abroad, and he would bring fashion magazines. I guess he was a fashion. Uh, he was also fun in fashion as well. But anyway, he used to bring those magazines, and every time he would come, I would sneak in his bedroom to steal those magazines and look at the fashion. I was always interested in that. But then fast forward, I come to the United States and now I'm a grown woman. But as you know, there's nothing like one size fit all with women bodies. So I
Exactly.
had challenges in finding clothes that would fit me. And so little by little, I'd go to the mall, find this beautiful outfit, but it doesn't fit right. I'll just pick up a needle and thread and try to make it tight where I want it tight, loosen it where I need it to be loosened. And then slowly by slowly, I'd feel like some of the outfits would be lacking a little extra. So I
Exactly.
would buy an outfit and then I'll look for embellishments to add. Maybe just add something around the neckline
Mhm.
just by using a needle and thread. And that's how I just started thinking, if I can do this, and people would compliment me. And from those compliments, as you know, as women, we ask, where did you get that? How did you find that? What website? And then I started thinking, if people are kind of liking the way I'm making these adjustments,
Mhm.
probably it's a good thing. But
Mhm.
that didn't take me far. I just kept brushing it aside and just doing it for myself. But then one time, there was this African family that was getting married. And so we were part of the organizing committee. You know how it goes, very excited group of women putting the event together. But then the question came, how are we going to, how are our attires going to look like? And they were like, no, we have to go traditional. It has to be an African print outfit. And I was like, okay, that is good. We can do that. But then I was supposed to be DJing for that event. And I didn't pay attention to anything else because I was focused about how I was going to perform as a DJ, collecting Zambian music, collecting African music. And then a week to go, I was like, what am I gonna wear? I had no African printed fabric. I had no outfit that was already made. I started really stressing out. I was like, okay, I need to come up with a plan. So all I did was to go to our local fabric store, grabbed the closest that looked like African print, and I came home looking at it. I'm like, now what? What am I gonna do with this? I had not made any outfit full from scratch, and I didn't even have a sewing machine. It was just like last minute thing. What am I gonna do? So what did I do? I was like, okay, I'm a problem solver, so I better come up with a solution right now. So I created this wrap, just a wrap from waist down, and I put it over a little black dress. And that's what I created just by hand sewing, needle and thread, needle and thread. I was sitting right there in my living room on the floor thinking, this is the only option I have. I don't have enough time. We gotta go with this. Guess what? I had so many compliments from that wrap that I had made. And then women are like, okay, can you make it for me? I was like, no, no, no. I was so scared. No, no, no. I don't know what to do. I just did this for myself. It was last minute. They were like, no, you are doing so good. This is really good. You've started something. You got to run with it. I was like, no, no, no. I cannot do that. But, as in life, we have mentors that we don't even know we have.
Mhm.
So through that conversation, one of the ladies from our community just followed up with it. She just called me and said, hey, I just want exactly like the wrap that you made. I have a piece of fabric that I would like you to execute. And I was like, okay, I think we can do that. So I tried that. It worked out. She was really happy. And we had to make, how we
Oh
treasure
my
our
God.
men. I had to make a little piece for the husband's pocket of the suit that he was wearing. They
Mm.
had a good time where they attended the wedding in that outfit, and she had so many compliments. And after that,
Mm.
like a few months later, she comes back. She goes, I signed you up for a fashion show.
What?
Can
Wonderful.
you believe that? I said,
Wonderful.
what do you mean you signed me up? She goes, yes, I signed you up for a fashion show. It will be all women, hats and tea party. You know how we wear our fascinator hats and
Mhm.
being cute in summer dresses. It was summertime, and it was going to be for a Zambian women group. And she said, I'm not taking no for an answer. I signed you up to do the fashion show. I said, well, I will be the DJ, so I can't do it. She said, no, you're going to have to do it. And so I said, okay, I think I'll take up that challenge. And at that
Okay.
time, I still did not have a sewing machine. I was just minding my own business with my little needle and thread.
Wow.
But then I was like, okay, what am I going to do? This, I cannot let them down. Let me do the best that I can. I did design 8 pieces, and I did all black and white. I love black and white, by the way, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I saw it. I did the nail, yeah, nails
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
Yep. So I did an 8 piece black and white fashion show. I used the models from our community, our Zambian community. I had all the young, beautiful young women. They modeled for me.
Mm.
It was it was a great feeling, and just it actually amazed me to be able to see something that I created with my own hands to feed on somebody else's body that is not mine and it's not falling apart.
Wow,
So
that's
that's how I started.
a cool story, actually.
Yeah, so with that first fashion show, first of all, I like to call it fashion show with no name, because at that time I didn't even have a name yet. I didn't even think I would going into it. My vision was just to go and entertain the women. It was a women's hats and tea party, and it was a fundraiser for women empowerment in our community, Zambian community. We do those actually every year going forward since that time. So, but the feeling that I got walking down on that runway behind the models, it changed everything for me. It was, that feeling that you get once you accomplish something that you never thought you would. That's what I felt. I felt that's when I saw that, okay, that saying the sky is the limit. I think this is it for me. I felt that was what I was meant to do going forward. Because at that point, I was remembering the feeling that I was feeling as I was designing. There's just something different in my spirit when I'm designing, when I'm creating. It just brings so much joy that I cannot even explain. And so after that fashion show, I'm walking around, the audience was amazed, they were cheering, and that was the birth of my love for designing, for sure. And on that note, I will tell you what my name is. My brand name is GGY. Where does GGY come from? GGY is a combination of my first name and my father's middle name. So first G is from Grace, which is my first name. And then my dad's middle name was Glory. May his soul rest in peace, he passed. So from Glory, I got the first letter G and I got the last letter Y. That's why it's called GGY. So it's GGY Collections on all my social media platforms for those watching.
Wonderful, amazing. And I've been following you so far, and I love your creation. I know that
Mhm.
recent you've had a fashion show. How many fashion show have you had since then? And where have you been having fashion show? In what city? And tell us about.
All right. So after the very first one, I did the launching of GGY collections, and I so believe in community service. So giving back to my community is the most important thing. So I did the launching of GGY collections during the 2017 Zambian Independence Party. Being a Zambian, I had to start from home, which was a very, very satisfying event for me. I did a 16-piece collection. It was African print. I had to be proud of my heritage. So it was all African print. It was done here in Seattle, Washington. And after the launching, I did the first Ebony Fashion Week. That was also here in Seattle, Washington. And that was also, actually, it was held during Black History Month. For those who know, Black History Month is held in February each year here in the United States.
Yes.
And then after that, it was also a fundraiser at the Breven, also here in Washington. So the first four actually were all here in Seattle, Washington. I was just starting up. Um, at that point, I knew exactly that was the career path that I was going to continue on going forward. And then, unfortunately, as you know, sometimes life happens. In 2019, I got in a terrible car accident, and that actually put a pause on my design journey. So I took a 2 year, yeah, from 2019, I didn't go back to designing until like end of 2021 because I was unable to, because of the injuries that I had incurred. Anyway, after 2021, I restarted doing my designing, and then I did the first fashion show in 2022, and that was North America Fashion Week, also here in Washington. It was yes, it was held here in Washington. I did mostly an African print collection as well. And that was a 10-piece collection. It was so much fun. It was summertime. The weather was beautiful. And you know, those events when the weather is beautiful, everybody's spirit is up. So that went really, really well. And after that, 2023, I did Couture and Fashion, Couture and Cars fashion show. That is a fashion show that is hosted in a car museum, American Car Museum. It is a very, very fancy venue. When the runway is right in between the American cars, the classic American cars with different color schemes and different name, brands made from different models. So it's really a beautiful sight to see. In fact, I should invite you to come to one of those. Those are always held in summer of each year.
Wonderful.
So that was 2023. I did the Couture and Cars fashion show. And then towards the end of the year in October, I did Fashion Next. Fashion Next is not held here in Seattle, Washington. It's held in Portland, Oregon, which is a state close to Washington. So I did that in fall of 2023. It was amazing. It was great. The audience there was amazing.
Wonderful.
Every moment for me as I am walking down the runway, I think about my mother because I know this talent was handed down to me through my mother. But unfortunately, my mother is no longer living. But every moment, every time I'm walking down that runway, I whisper to my mother to say, I wish you were here. Because my mother was one of those women, I'm sure you can attest to that. Our women, our mothers, they were multi-talented. Can you agree to that? They were multi-talented.
Yeah.
She was not only good at sewing and designing, she was good at other things, baking, quilting, gardening, teaching.
Yes, we,
Those were powerful women, and I'm glad that we are products of those powerful women, and I'm glad that we continue to empower our children that are coming so they can continue for generations to come. I'm so big at women empowerment, and I do have a daughter myself, so I'm so glad to be given this platform to hopefully there's a woman out there or a young woman out there wondering what to do in life. Please just keep your dream alive. If I can do it, I didn't even know I had this ability. You can too.
Wonderful, amazing, amazing. That was so powerful.
Oh, by the way, one more. Actually, I did after last year for this year. I just finished a fashion show 2 weeks ago. Yes, I did Couture and Cars again, 2024 here in Seattle, Washington. This was the latest one that I did.
Wonderful, amazing, amazing. Congratulations so far. And
Thank you.
you do really design wonderful dresses, and you have so much inspiration. And
Thank you.
yeah, I met your daughter last year at the Global Beauty Award. She
Uh-huh.
actually interviewed me, and I just thought she must have a wonderful and powerful mom. And
Oh,
to
thank you.
stand so young journalist, and she was the one giving the award, and we were all blessed. And
Oh,
you
thank you.
should give her a big hug for us from Norway.
We
And
will.
and as I was saying, I wanted to ask you,
Mhm.
have you thought about coming to Europe with your design and being part of maybe Paris Fashion Show, Milano, Norway Fashion Show?
Yes, yes. Actually, that's the goal, is to expand to Europe. I would love to do a fashion show in other places other than here in Washington locally. And well, I didn't mention I am a self-taught designer, and so far what I've achieved has given me the motivation to keep going and the excitement to show my fashion just not just locally, but internationally. So yes, I would really, really love to go to Paris, to Milan Fashion Week. That would be great.
And to Norway
And
Fashion.
Norway, yes. Yeah, no, once you invite me, I'll be right there.
I'm so happy. I feel that I'm very blessed because I'm going to try to be the first one to invite you in Europe. So the other people
Yes,
be like, who is that? She should come here. So you're very, very welcome. And I know throughout the broadcasting, you'll be saying a lot of motivation, nice speech because of your story, because of your experience. And but I would
mhm,
still want you to say something to the all young women, young adult outside there because of what you know, when we watch the television and we see what is going on around the world, it's not that easy to be like teen for this period of life, and also mothers and men at disco age. Many people give up on their dream. What would you
yes.
say before we close?
Well, first thing is to look for mentors. Communicate your dreams to people who will support your dreams. Do not just keep it to yourself. Um, if you feel like you have no resources to start, you need to talk to somebody about it, because you don't know who that person might refer you to, because that's how you grow. But find a mentor, somebody who would encourage you, either in your church community, in your community where you spend most of your life. Find somebody who you look up to, somebody who is not going to discourage you from your dreams. But number one, your dream is your dream. So you have to follow that dream and reach out. Now, with the advantage of having this technology, social media, you can send a message. Send a message to someone who is in that field that you are interested in. Ask for advice. Ask for direction, because information is power. You have to do your research. Even if that door is closed, they don't respond, just keep doing that, because one day you have someone who will give you the information that you might be needing, who might be able to sponsor you to start up from where you are, because you have to start from somewhere. You can start from somewhere at any age, at any point in life. That's what I've discovered. I didn't start designing until what, 5, 6 years ago. You can do it too. And I'll actually bring up one of the incredible people that we've met throughout our lives. Um, our family met a woman who started acting in was it in her 90s? In her 90s. And she landed a role. She landed a role on Black Panther, the movie that we're all excited about. She landed that role. She didn't start acting when she was 5 or 15 or 25. She started when that time when you would think, oh, my life is over, I've retired, I'm too old to learn anything. You're never too old to start something new. You're never too old to learn from anybody else, because we don't always know what we're doing, don't know everything in life. So feel free to ask, follow your dream, no matter at what age. That's what I believe in. And I can attest to it. Despite the accident I went through, of course, it was very discouraging. I felt a little defeated because it affected my neck and shoulder. And of course, when you are creating, you're gonna have to use that neck. That's why I kind of like took 2 years to learn and adjust to how I was going to move forward, because I create myself, I do the designs, and I do the creation myself. So never give up, no matter what the challenge is, just find a way to adjust to the new normal. If it's something that is not permanent, you can always adjust until you get back to where you need to be. So that's one thing I can say. Don't give up on your dream. Find mentorship. Make sure you find somebody who you looked up to, and somebody who can help you, or at least propel you into the direction that you need to go.
Wow, that was powerful. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for sharing your story, your experience. I used to say that testimonies carry more power. When we read a book, it carries this type of spirit, but when you speak, you are there, you are live. It gives life and energy, and then a lot of motivation. Thank you so much for coming, and hopefully we're going to do things together, and I'm going to see you again on my show before US or Norway.
Yes.
I would love to experience your fashion show, and let's see what will happen. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I will invite you to my next fashion show.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much for having me.
I better start losing weight, some weight, because then I
Oh,
can do more fashion. You know, we
no,
African
no,
women, we always round somewhere, round. We need to lose weight sometime.
oh, no, no, we'll celebrate at whatever weight you are at the moment. We celebrate that because I mean it's a blessing to be alive. It's a blessing, and we use fashion to motivate us. We use fashion to feel good. We use fashion in everything that we do. So yeah, so I know I'll be happy to have you at my fashion show next time.
Yeah,
And so please, and invite me to Norway. I'll be right there.
I will love it. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.